Welcome back to CNNN 5. CNNN, the completely normal news network with normal news. I'm Hudson Sprinkles.
And I'm Hannah Strongman, bringing you normal news about a normally average goat.
Sounds like a very interesting story, Hannah. Tell us more.
On September 9th, an alleged Georgia police officer was knocked down, surprised to find an alleged goat in her police cruiser taking a munch on the routine paperwork. It is unknown to this day why she was surprised, as she was the one who left her door.
I guess it wasn't as bad as I thought it'd be.
Yes, thank you for those deep insights on this goatily normal news.
No problem. Next, on August 13th, a woman in Tennessee went to get her driver's license, and you'll never guess what was on it instead of her face.
What, Hudson?
It's a guess.
Cut!
It's a
Hudson,
guess.
we talked about this.
I said you have to guess.
Stop
what
going
was on
off script.
it. Yes, okay. Fine. It was a chair. It was a chair. A chair was on her driver's license, and you'll be happy to know that my driver's license looks just as bad as that chair. They messed it up so bad. Look at that.
I agree. They did mess it up really bad. And that's all the normal news we have for you today.
We'll be CNN you next time on Completely Normal News.
What's up, Crossroads students and all of our Crossroads family joining us tonight? I hope you're doing great.
I am
Dave,
so great.
We're joined by some of the most esteemed colleagues in Wake County, including
out of here.
Anna's dog. But you know, we're so ready. You know, Dan, what episode is this? What number are we on by now?
743-294-7821.346.
No, I didn't need the serial
Is that
number.
a star date from Star Trek? Or
742-893-6473.397.
Why did you say his phone number?
My mistake.
that was
Students,
his
welcome
social
to
security number?
Welcome to
Guys.
that episode. I don't even
Look 'em
know.
up.
That was such a long number. I can't even remember it. Hey, we're so excited that you're here. We hope you've been loving plugging back in at church with us. That's been exciting for us. And also seeing you here on Sunday night. Thank you for joining us this morning in church. It was awesome. And now we get to hang out with you tonight, guys, on the CROSSROADS Student Show. We got a lot coming at you, and I'm super excited to see you. But first, I want to check in with all of our esteemed guests today, especially my favorite person in the world. Eeny, meeny, miny, Dan. Yeah.
Dare you?
Hey, Mark, guess what?
Yeah.
So, on this special episode of episode 3964993.731, it is officially Backwards Hat Sunday. Backwards Hat Sunday. So, if you notice, backwards hats are being worn. Stop what you're doing. We're gonna have Joel and Anna sing a duet here in 2 seconds, and y'all have to go grab hats. So, sing us a duet. Go right now.
Go.
Okay. You have your hat. Great. Go back to Mark.
Good, because that was horrible. That song was so terrible. It ruined the good mood I was once in only moments ago.
Obviously.
Prime them for y'all.
No.
You have primed the pump, and now the engine is revving. I don't even know what that means. Anyway,
Boom.
guys, you know it. I know it. I tend to get angry. I'm a pastor, but man, I have real emotions. I got anger, and I got to let it out somewhere. And this feels like a safe place. Okay. Yourself.
Not a safe place.
Joyce. Hey, students, by the way, real quick, before I get angry, because I'm already angry, but I feel good for one
Before
second.
I get
and make
angry.
you laugh. If any of you students know what this quote is, Dan, go.
Joyce?
What movie it comes from? Dan, do it again.
Joyce?
What is that from?
And why I'm laughing at it. Dan, do it once more.
Joyce?
Joyce. Put the name of the movie in the comments
You might
below.
win something.
You might win something. And always continue to like and share. Back to being angry. Now I'm angry. Students, Dan, Anna, Joel, Hunter, and whenever Naomi joins us, I'll let her know how angry I am.
You best have a hat.
Guys,
though.
what I'm conflicted about inside. Last week it was Cobra Kai, which I finished season 2, and I'm okay now. But now I'm angry about something I don't even know if I'm allowed to be angry about in church or among Christians. Can I just let it out?
Yeah.
Depends.
No.
Yes.
I'm angry. I'm angry at Chick-fil-A.
No!
No.
Stop. I'm gonna stop you right there.
You can't.
Stop talking.
I don't associate with you anymore.
Friendship
Yes.
over.
I don't even know if I can say this.
Continue, Mark.
But guys, I have to let it out. This is like the nest, the trust tree. I have to let it out here.
not
Chick-fil-A, listen up.
Vanessa
Take
sucks.
some notes. I'm angry at you, Chick-fil-A, because your meals, specifically the spicy chicken combo with the spicy chicken deluxe with pepper jack cheese, pickles, honey roasted barbecue sauce, and the fries, and maybe a cookies and cream milkshake thrown in there for the good calories. It's so good that you create lines of traffic on anywhere you have a restaurant. You create lines of traffic that are not 400 feet long. Nay, they are 400 miles long. I've seen it, and it makes me angry. It makes me angry, and I'm tired of it. Because the longer lines make me wait for longer for my food to.
That is how time works.
Yes, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. And you know what? What's more? The peach milkshake makes me angry. Not because it's delicious, because it is, or because it's not delicious. Has nothing to do with taste. It has everything to do with availability. Why, Chick-fil-A, do you make the peach milkshake seasonal only? Seriously, I can't handle it.
I'm sorry.
Sometimes I want peach milkshake during Christmas, and sometimes I want a peppermint milkshake with chocolate.
No, not
Summer.
during
Oh, yeah.
Christmas.
I'm-
That is the
I'm-
worst idea I've ever
shaking
heard
up.
in my life.
Yeah.
Shaking up the establishment.
Shake it up.
Chick-fil-A, I want changes, and I want them now. But here's the deal, Chick-fil-A, listen. When I have a hankering, and yes, I said hankering for a peach milkshake, and it's gone, I'm just telling you right now, I might take my business elsewhere, and dare I say it, to PDQ. I might do it. I might do it. Because sometimes I
Anna
just
looks
want
mad.
PDQ?
it. Yes.
PDQ fries are horrible. Just saying.
What's PDQ?
Well, listen
Don't worry
up. I'll
about it.
tell you never. But Chick-fil-A, if you want my
Don't
business,
even open that box.
if you want my business, Chick-fil-A, listen up.
PDQ is sin.
I want the peach milkshake whenever I want it year round. I need you to make changes now. No more toying with my emotions. No more making me wait in line just to have my joy completely robbed. And on top of all that, Chick-fil-A, stop being so nice to me. Okay? I'd
It is
rather
my
you one day
pleasure.
just tell me that you're angry that I'm there instead of it's my pleasure. Seriously. And while I'm at it, here's one last thing. I am addicted, Chick-fil-A, to your chicken minis with the light heavenly glaze of honey on there. Oh, it's just so right, just so nice. I just don't know. I'm thinking we're gonna be unhealthy one day. Chick-fil-A, stop it. I'm angry.
Beautiful.
Okay. Well, Mark,
What
it
is
seems
PDQ?
Seems like we need to talk later about this, but
like,
I'm just don't worry about PDQ. Don't worry about it. Can I ask Joel a question? Hey, Joel, do
Do
you
it.
ever feel like Chick-fil-A is something that you like feel angry about because of how good it is? Do you ever get that anger rise up because how good the food is?
Nope. 'Cause I'm a good Christian. I mean, Chick-fil-A employee. Words.
Students, let us know in the
Chick-fil-A
comments
attendee.
and like and share right now.
Make sure you like share. Anna, can I ask Anna? Can I ask it? Mark, you have had your anger moment. You need to cool off, get your quiet space, rub your ears. Thank you, Anna. So Hunter and Stevan were talking, and they said you had extra boxes of waffle fries, but they wouldn't want to share with you. They don't want to share with you. How does that make you feel? And does it make you angry?
You know, Dan,
oh no.
since you're offering to be my therapist,
Yeah.
It's a bad therapist.
you know, I wouldn't be upset
Really
at that
passive
because
aggressive.
You sound like a therapist.
Anna's turn.
I would not want to share my fries. So therefore, if they share their fries, I have to share my fries. And I am quite the selfish person. The end. I am done.
That's my shocked face.
Wow. I actually was expecting something different.
This just got different.
Yeah. Like and share now.
Yeah. Hey Hunter, if you had to choose between waffle fries and McDonald's Happy Meal fries, which one would you choose? But which one makes you angrier?
You know, if I really had to choose, if I was one day driving around and I had to pick between the fries, I think Chick-fil-A wins. But something that does make me angry about Chick-fil-A fries, don't put your hand in your head, Mark. That's disgusting. That's horrible. If I had to say something that makes me angry, Chick-fil-A fries have a life expectancy of about 2 minutes. Like, you can't drive. you can't buy Chick-fil-A fries, drive home to your family, give them some, and they're good. Like, you can't do that. You have to eat them as fast as you're
Right.
driving. You're like,
I just did that the other day.
I just bought these
They
and
were
they're already
delicious.
gone. Didn't even last 2 minutes.
Well, that's a personal problem, Mark.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I told you so much.
We have a great show for everyone tonight. Make sure you like, comment, and share. Comments are important. We have a we have a better show. We have a great show tonight. It might be a little bit shorter, but here's the thing. Sundays are back, and Sundays are awesome. So make sure you RSVP for Sunday morning in person. We're actually going to be sharing a portion of Sunday's message tonight on the show that you missed last week. So if you weren't in church, don't worry. Like, you're going to see a part of it here, and then we're going to talk about it, which is going to be great. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Also, Mark, you can't go a week without the internet in our lives.
Right. And you know what? As angry as I am sometimes, the internet also makes me feel better all the time.
Let's just watch this week on the internet.
I got you. Oh, in my ear. Hunter, the floor is lava.
So there's brown, there's red, or hey, there's a colour called the floor is lava.
Oh, Jan.
Come on.
Call me on my cell phone. Call me on my cell phone.
Okay, I don't know what to do here. Huh?
We're designed to be connected to God, from the intent to be connected with Him. But the crazy thing is, we've been talking about the nation of Israel a little bit. There was a 400-year journey in their story where God and their nation was disconnected. So take that feeling you have about being disconnected from your phone and say, what if God and you weren't that connected for 400 years? You know what happened 400 years ago this month? Anybody? World History 101. What happened 400 years ago this month? There's a ship called the Mayflower that set sail from England to America, that had a group of Puritans on it that literally started the nation of America 400 years ago in September. It's crazy to me to think that in that span of time, Americans' history, Israel had to live through a season where they weren't connected to God at all. That's crazy to me. The entire history of America, there was no God speaking, no God moving, no one-on-one personal relationship with God that we all take for granted every single day. But at the end of that 400 years, literally, it would be like this month, at the end of that 400 years, a person entered the story named Jesus. And this Jesus came in, he lived, he loved, he died, he spoke words which transformed what was normal and what was expected into something completely new. He changed everything with his words. He changed everything with his life. He changed everything with his death. And this disconnected nation, this disconnected world that everyone was living in for 400 years stopped to exist. And a new level of connection emerged. That no matter what you're going through, no matter what situation you're in, no matter what pain you have, God is there whenever, wherever, to talk about whatever you want. And that none of us have to feel disconnected again. He created a new normal. He came in and he said, everything's different now. And if you've been like me during the season of COVID, the normal feels off. But learning how to lean into what God said, what Jesus did, and what his death represented, it causes us to be able to survive this season in a way that is healthy. And over the next 3 weeks, we're going to be talking about a whole new series called The New Normal, where we're going to be looking at what Jesus said, what he did, and what his death represented to you and me today. Our world has been disrupted. Everything has been changed. But the thing that has been consistent through all of this is our personal connection to God and the ability for us to personally connect to him. So all we have to do is understand that Jesus created a new normal for you today and to step into it. So here's the two questions I want to ask that we're gonna be asking over the next 3 weeks is simply this. How does Jesus and his life help me today, right now, during COVID? And how does what he set as a new normal way of living impact the normal of my everyday life?
Really excited for the conversation tonight, but first, before we get to there, Naomi, nice backwards hat on Backwards Hat Sunday night. Well done. Thank you for showing up. We missed you in the intro.
I'm sorry.
But
she's here now.
I'm here now.
But you're here now, and that's all that matters. So this last Sunday, we kind of introduced our new series that we started today. Last week we introduced it. This morning we talked about the first week. So we're going to end the show. We're going to kind of have a conversation tonight about both ideas. And one of the big things that we looked at is this understanding that we have the ability to connect to God whenever, wherever, about whatever that we need. But before we kind of land there, I want to start just by talking about this God that we believe in. God is huge. He created everything. Everything that is, everything that we see, we hear, we touch, we experience was designed with intention and created by him. And literally whatever he wants to do, whenever he wants to do it, he has the ability to do. And this powerful, all-knowing, all-able to do whatever he wants to God wants to have a personal relationship with you and me. And students watching this, sometimes I think we can forget that, but here's what I want to know. What does it mean to you, Joel, to have access to a God who literally created everything that we see, hear, and experience?
Oh, it means so much. Like with literally anything that happens in my life, like God says that he's with me and he will never forsake me. And knowing that this is the God of the universe that can just like measure portions of this universe in like his fingers. You can just like, oh, you know, there's like 5 galaxies just like on my finger. And he's with me all the time. Just like blows my mind. And like whatever situation I'm in, it's not too big for him.
It's so true. Hunter, let's come to you. What does that spark in you?
It sparks me that, like, even if you feel alone, like if you're physically alone, like if you're somewhere you don't want to be or somewhere with people that you don't want to be with, you always know that you have somebody with you, even though it's not physically, you mentally have that, you know that he's there, you know that he's going to be with you no matter what. You know that you can talk to him anytime you want.
So good. Naomi, what do you want to add to that?
I just think it's crazy to think that the one who created everything that is in our lives wants to have a relationship with me. I mean, it's like crazy to think. It's like, you have done so many great things. Why do you want to have a relationship with me? Like, that's insane.
That question of why me, I mean, that truly rocks me some days. Like, I'll just sit there and like, dude, God is so much bigger, but Jesus being in nature God didn't consider equality with God. He humbled himself and he came down to be with us. And that impact that he chose you to know you, he chose me to know me, is so powerful. And I would love to hear your thoughts about this.
Yeah, to me, it means everything because when the devil's trying to whisper lies in my ears when I'm sitting at home by myself, I can remind myself that he loves me no matter what, and that he's always with me and he pursues me, and the devil can't hold things over my head that I've already been forgiven for, or he's trying to make me have not needed guilt for. And so I can just get rid of that cartoon piano.
Yeah. I love that word pursue. Can you just speak a little bit longer of God pursuing relationship with us?
Yeah, so he is always pursuing us, and I talked with my friend one time at a conference. It was actually the IF conference, and she talked about how even when she was a little girl and she didn't know anything about God, God was still pursuing a relationship with her and would give her insights to things. Like she would feel almost like if she was in a bad situation, she would get this gut feeling that is only explained by something spiritual, and he just always pursued her, and he pursues all of us. And even when we turn away, we're just the prodigal son.
Yeah, I love that word pursue, and that understanding that God pursues us. Hunter, how often do you think that we forget that one, we have access to God every day, and that two, that he is pursuing a relationship with us?
I feel like it really depends on the person, because the more connected you are with God, the more connected you are with God, the more situations will happen that you get reminded that you have God. Because if you don't have God, you're only going to go through about maybe one situation a week where you're like, oh, I have God, I can do that, I can pray. But if you're connected like our church is, and like many millions of other churches are, you every day, I go maybe more than 10 times a day where I'm like, I have God, I don't need to worry about this anymore. God, please do this, please help me with this, thank you. There's so many times where I'd realize that he's here. So it really just depends on the person and how connected they are with God. And that's one last point. It's all up to you. God did all of this for you. He set it up, but you have to be the one that goes out and reaches to him. He has a connection. You just have to reach out on your end.
I love that painting. I forget who did it, but God's like reaching out and man is kind of doing this. It's like all we have to do is lift a finger, and God has pursued us. He's paid the price for us to be connected with him. And I love your point, Hunter, that if you are connected to God, you see him more often. And you can almost like use that as a measuring stick. Like, do I see God in my life? And the answer is no. Like, you might want to start leaning into him. You might want to start pursuing him, because the more you pursue, the more you see. I'd love to hear what Naomi's thinking right now. What's in your mind about this idea of taking for granted this personal connection to God?
I mean, I would have to say it's like turning to him in like the really bad times, but like then like not noticing him in the good times. Because it's like, oh, suddenly I'm in a bad moment, I need God. But then it's like, well, you also need him in the good times. You need him all the time. So it's like we kind of forget that we need him whenever and wherever we are.
That's strong. Joel, I want you to jump in right now. What are you thinking?
Yeah, like Naomi was saying with the good times, like sometimes we just forget. And like I can catch myself doing this sometimes too, where like even something like prayer that I do just like a good amount during the day, because that's how we connect with God, speaking of connection. But like sometimes I just jump into my prayers and I'm like, hey God, blah 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 blah, and then I don't take the time to really step back and realize who God is. But one time, I don't remember what teacher it was, said to me, like at the beginning of prayer is a time to realize who God is and like how he relates to you. And one of the things, like we were talking about the creation of the universe, just like opening my mind to the vastness of the universe and just like everything beyond me, and realizing that God like just surrounds all of that and is within all of it and created it all. Like just understanding that massive powerfulness about God just like puts me in my place, not of like, oh, I'm nothing, but like he's just so much more.
I love that perspective. I love it. It's that reality that when we remain in Christ, that we see him more, that we connect to his pursuit of us more, that we understand who we are in this universe. It's so powerful. John 15, 1 through 11 talks about this idea of being connected to Christ. It says that he's the vine, that he's the true vine, that every branch does not bear fruit without him. And this is a verse, I'm gonna read it real fast, right? It says, verse 4, abide in me and I in you. And as you do that, you will bear fruit. And this idea of abiding, of remaining, that if you don't stick with him, then you'll feel that disconnect. You'll feel that withering of your soul, of your emotional well-being, of even like your identity will start to wither. But when we abide in Christ, when we remain in him, we remain, as Hunter said, aware of what he's doing every day, your life happens. Breath of life, of God's joy, of his peace, of his patience, of his goodness is breathed into each and every one of us. And it provides hope, it provides identity, it provides confidence, it allows us to be who God made us to be. And because, like all of you have said, it gives us the perspective, it connects us to a God that's pursuing us, and it's so powerful. One last question here to end. I would love to hear each of you personally, what has been the impact for you personally of being able to connect to God whenever, wherever, about whatever you need in your everyday life? I wanna start with Anna. What has been the benefit of that for you?
Well, when I was in elementary school and middle school, I didn't have a personal relationship with God, and I was living vicariously through my parents, especially since I didn't know that was something I needed, because when you're in Sunday school, you just figure that, oh, I'm already saved, it's fine, like, I've just done all the work, all the heavy loading, and when I finally did accept him for myself, I had someone to share my anxieties with, to share my worries with. I wasn't carrying things on my own anymore. It was honestly life-changing. Like, I was able to talk to him whenever I want. And let me tell you, you do not want to give me a hotline, because I will use it a lot, all the time. And that's basically what happened.
Yes.
No, that's so good. I love that. And I know some of the students watching right now might feel that same way. Like in middle school and sometimes into high school, you realize, you ask yourself, is this my faith or is this my parents' faith? And you start diving into this personal relationship, this personal connection, because we're meant to be grafted to Jesus, not to our parents. And a lot of times, if you grow up in church, you can be grafted to your parents' faith and not to the true vine, which is Jesus. And that's a significant difference. Naomi, what are you thinking right now?
I mean, it's kind of the same thing that Anna was saying. Like, I didn't fully understand that I could have my own relationship with God until I really got into middle school. And then that's when I started understanding, kind of like I was saying earlier, that he's there through the good and the bad, and that I can always turn to him no matter what. And it took me a while to like understand that. But like once I started understanding that, I was able to grow in my relationship with him.
And growth comes, as verse in John is talking about, growth happens when we're connected to Jesus. It's personal growth, it's our emotional growth, it's our mental growth, it's our character growth, it is transformation because of the life given to us through Jesus. Hunter, what are you thinking?
Probably middle school. Middle school was a time where I kind of discovered I had someone to talk to, and I'm not gonna say middle school, I'm gonna say United. The United about 3 years ago. I don't even remember. There's been so many. There was just a moment when I was standing like singing, and it just hit me, and that's probably like the best moment of my life, when that like thing just hit me, and I just like having someone to talk to, that knowledge and everything else just hit me at once. Like every other thing, like with God, just all hit me, and I was like, wow. So.
And when you become connected to God, you know it. When you become vitally connected with him, when you abide in him, you know it. And that moment of choice, that moment of like, man, something in me sparked, something in me clicked. Students, if you haven't had that moment, chase after God because he's reaching to you. Reach to God because he's reaching to you. and become, choose what you want to do. Choose who you're going to believe in. Choose what you believe, because when you touch God, it changes your life. It changes you in a completely earth-rocking way, earth-shaking way. And what Hunter just shared, like, you know it. It feels different. Joel, what are you thinking?
Yeah, like Hunter was saying, you can feel it. And like Anna was saying with the hotline, I know I've experienced those kind of things. Like, I'll give a specific example. Working at New Life Camp, I was a volunteer at this point, and I was with a cabin, and cabin maybe wasn't behaving the best the entire week, and it was a lot of work. But I knew, since I was at camp and since they were hearing about God's work, and just God in general every single day, like throughout the whole day, I knew that this was something that God had for these kids. So I went to God and I said, I'm exhausted. This cabin is not behaving. Help. And I started to notice throughout the rest of that week that when I was with the cabin and had to deal with all these problems and had to help them do all these different things, I just had this energy, like someone was just like carrying me through the whole day. And then when I had my break and I went to hang out with other people who were on break that were like my age, I was exhausted. I had like no energy. But then when I left my break and went back to the campers, there the energy was again. And it took me partway through the week to realize this, that I was like, oh, yeah, I mean, he's here. I can feel him just fueling me to do this work, which is just eye-opening. It was amazing.
That's the power of what says here. If you abide in me, if we abide in Jesus and his word, his life, his truth abides in us, whatever we need, he's going to be there to provide. If we need energy, if we need someone to talk to, he's going to be there. And this ability to step into this new normal that Jesus has created, that because of Jesus' life, his words, his death, that we are able to have access to him, and that his truth that he's spoken to all of our lives changes us. It changes the way that we approach things. It changes the way that we engage with our friends. It changes the way we talk to our parents. It changes everything. And all we need to do is approach him, reach out to him, touch him, and then let his truth speak to us. Let his truth change us. And if students, you're watching this, you don't know what to do, you don't know how to make that happen, that's okay. That's what student ministry is here for. That's what small groups are here for. That's what Sunday morning is here for. That's what this show is for. That's what the comments on the side is for. And if you are watching this and you're like, you know what, I recognize I need to make that choice to connect myself to God. Not live by my parents, or I don't even know what you're talking about, but I feel like I need to choose Jesus. We're here. Let us know in the comments. We want to pray with you. We want to connect with you. And we want to help you become connected to Jesus, because that is the transformative thing that happens. And because that, we're able to step into the new normal that he has set for us. And we're going to say a prayer here, and we're going to close our conversation with prayer. And then we're going to show a video. And this video looks at the words of Jesus and how they impact us. And it asks the question, if we don't know what to do, God's there to help. And all we have to do is reach out to him. So Joel, if you wouldn't mind closing us in a word of prayer tonight, that'd be great.
Yeah. Father God, I thank you so much for this opportunity we had to gather on this platform and just talk about this amazing connection that we have with you, Lord, the creator of the universe, the designer of the atom, just everything. It blows my mind, Lord, that we get to have a relationship and a connection to you, Lord. I thank you for that. And I thank you for giving us your word to show us how to have that connection, Lord. And so I pray that you would bless these people that are here with me, the students and other people that are watching, that they would find that connection with you on their own. In your son's holy name we pray. Amen.
God, this doesn't make any sense. I'm reading my Bible and none of what Jesus is saying is normal. You're telling me that I have to lose my life in order to gain it. What does that even mean? I kinda get the part about loving others. That's not too new. But you're telling me if someone is talking junk about me on Instagram, I not only have to ignore them, but be nice to them too? God, I feel like you're asking more of me than everyone else is doing. if this is gonna be my new normal, I'm gonna need your help because I don't know how to do this.
Man, I love that video, guys. The idea that you don't have to be alone with Jesus and community, but also you don't have to be alone right here. Students, no matter what you're going through, no matter how your relationship with Jesus looks like, or no matter what your struggles are, right now on this show, every Sunday you're at church as well, even when you connect through a small group, you don't have to be alone. We are connecting you in community, and we want to help you. I want to help you. All of us want to help you step into community the best ways possible. And Dan, there's a couple ways they can connect. There's one that you're so good at always telling the students about.
Ooh.
You're so good.
So,
and I'd like to give the opportunity now.
oh, thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. All you have to do is text CRFSM to 94090, and it opts you into lots of different ways to connect. So all you have to do is literally text CRFSM to 94090, CRFSM to 94090. I'm gonna say it one more time, CRFSM to 94090. One more time. I'm kidding. I'm not doing it again. That was too many
Please
times.
don't.
I lost control. I got so excited, Mark, because you wanted me to say it, and I just couldn't help myself.
Dan, yeah, I wasn't planning on having you speak anymore. Hey, but students, you have no reason not to. You have a phone. You know how to text. Don't act like you don't. Connect to us that way. Hey, Anna, because I like your backwards hat and your giant headphones, I want you to tell them how students can connect on Instagram. Dramatic.
I was like, that. I don't know if that was a compliment or not.
It was.
Okay.
It was.
Okay. So you can go to @student.crossroads and you can get sermon content, get fun stuff, and you can access these shows on there too. So it's pretty awesome. Go check it out.
Yes, if they miss anything from Sunday morning, you can catch a lot of great content, comments, and discussions there as well, in a real creative way. So don't miss on that. Joel, tell us about small groups. I know you were excited about small groups last week.
Yes.
Small groups.
Small groups are amazing. They're back. It's official. They're starting. Mine started tonight. It was amazing. Guys, they're just a great opportunity to get into the community with people that are the same age as you.
Yeah, and I knew you did a great job because you were so excited about last week. Naomi, what is one way right now that students can get students can be contacted by other students or get connected to maybe the show or other students?
They can share this video with someone that they think needs to join the conversation or with their friends.
Yeah, sharing is the only way that people will see this.
Yep.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. It's like 2 clicks. It's hit the share button, type in a name, and hit the send button. So 3 clicks.
I'll tell you, it is such a huge important step that you can do on your phone or on your computer is RSVP to join with us every Sunday, students. At the Wake Forest campus, you can do that for one of 2 services, 9 or 11. At the Raleigh campus, what do we call that? The Millbrook campus? I just totally forgot. I haven't been down there all quarantine.
You need to come see me, Mark. Come see me.
So down at the Millbrook campus, students, you can join down there at 11 o'clock to join up with Dan and Stevan. It's going to be awesome. So that's some great ways to connect.
We had a great show tonight. Thank you for the conversation. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being in the comments. Make sure you join us next week, 7 p.m. Hey, every week we are ending the show this way. It is important for you guys to say goodbye in the comments. So to give you a few seconds to do that, Mark actually told me that he has prepared a poem for us. But this poem includes from what I understand, Mark, live acting by the other 3 students on the screen right now. So Anna, Joel, and Naomi are going to act out this poem that you're going to tell them right now. Go.
She's in her Fortnite emote stance. Okay. Let's see. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. So I took the lesser road, so I didn't have to step on a toad. And then I got stuck in a gulf. Not of Mexico. But did she just fall down?
She's fine. Hey, no, get up. Guys, have a good week. We're going to leave before Anna,
Quit before the EMS shows
It's
up.
gone. Nope.
Bye.